Okay, it's time for some piano. All right, hey friends, how are you? It's been a long summer with no piano, huh? But I bet you've been keeping up with your practice, so that's a great thing. So welcome to level 2. You have done it. You have finished the very first level of piano and we are moving on. The songs now are going to get a little more complicated, but don't worry. They will take a little bit longer to learn, but I will be with you every single step of the way, okay? Let's see if we can get started. We've got some things you got to do for me first, though. If you can like this video and comment. See if you have any questions for me. I see those comments immediately, so that way I can answer those questions for you, okay? Don't forget to subscribe as well, right? We've got our YouTube subscribing little bar here. Make sure to do that, okay? Also, if you have not joined our Discord server, I highly recommend that you do that, right? So there's my little thing. The Discord server is where you get your feedback, okay? So now that we're in level 2, you're going to be given access to the level 2 channel, okay? And that's where you can post your videos of your questions. You can ask me whatever you need help with, okay? And I will be there to help answer those questions, okay? All right. And then finally, you already know this because you have access to this lesson, but thank you. Thank you for your pledge on Patreon. You're keeping these lessons coming, which I am so, so grateful for. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so if you've already ordered your books, you know that there's, I think it's a pack of 4 books, but we're going to be using the first 2 of them today, okay? That first one is our lesson book. You know, this is where we get our songs. And then the next one we're using today is our theory book. Okay, so make sure you've got that, okay? If you still need to order your books, I will make sure that in the books channel on Discord, you have those links available to you, okay? All right, wonderful. Now, you probably have a pretty good idea of what we learned last semester in level 1. We talked about all kinds of notes, quarter note, half note, whole note, eighth notes, right? We've learned rests. We've also learned all about sharps and flats. We know a lot of things about our dynamics now. We have crescendos, we have diminuendos, right? We know all different types of tempo markings now too, right? Adagio, super snail, slow, all the way to allegro, cheetah fast, right? Yeah, you know all of those. You also know about playing smoothly connected, right? Legato. And you know, staccato too, nice and short. All right. We know all about our time signatures. We learned 4/4 time, 3/4 time, and 2/4 time. So you know 3 different time signatures. You already know all about repeat signs too. And you can even play fermatas, which is holding it for a really long time. You know all about smoothly connected slurs and then tied notes when we combine the value. And you know 4 different positions to play in. You know position C, you know position G, you know middle C butterfly position, and you know middle D position, right? Yeah, like you've learned so much. It's pretty amazing. Now, when we get here into our lesson book, I'm going to have you turn to page 2, okay? Now, page 2, there's a song here on these 2 pages. It's called Get Away. Okay, it's got like a horse on it. And it's a 2-page song. Oh my gosh, this is probably one of the longest songs we've ever learned before. But you can do it. I know you can. Okay? So let's take a look at it, okay? Now, Get Away uses 2 positions. Okay, now in your level 1 book, you were familiar with moving between positions in the middle of a song, right? We did that in Sonatina and we did that in French Lullaby. Yeah. Okay, so for Get Away, we're starting in our butterfly middle C position, which is really good because you know that one very well. But towards the bottom of the first page, in orange, you will see move to middle D position. That's a big deal, okay? Because as we're moving, it's just going to be one step up. We'll stay in the butterfly, but this time on the D, okay? Now, to demonstrate that, let's switch to piano view and we'll take a look at these first 2.5 lines of the song, okay? Let's do it. Piano view, here we go. La la la. Did you miss my piano view? I know I did. All right, so looking here, they'd said start in middle C position, okay? There we go. I am already there in our middle C position. Are you there? Excellent. Now I see that my very first note is a pair of eighth notes on a bass clef G. That's a finger 4, okay? And it looks to be like an incomplete measure as well, okay? So starting there with the G, I will say my note names as I play, okay? I'll take it nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, and go. G, 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 C, D, E, G, 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 C, E, E, D, B, G, 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 C, D, E, C, E, G, third, F, E, D, C, third, E and G. And I'm going to stop right there. All right. Hey, that was actually pretty good. What do you think? Have you heard this song before? You might have heard it before. I'm playing it really slowly right now, but you might know it from like cartoons and stuff, right? It's like when they're in a horse race or they're doing something really fast. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one you hear in all the cartoons, huh? So yeah, that's what we're playing here. It's adapted from something called the William Tell Overture. Yes, it's pretty fancy, and it's by a composer named Rossini, okay? Very, very popular to play and to listen to. So you're actually going to do your own version of it here. Now, as I was playing these first 2.5 lines, you notice that my dynamics were pretty quiet, right? Nice and quiet. Yeah. So also, there was a series of staccato notes when you came to the quarter notes. Where do you see your first staccato notes? Which measure? If you said measure 3, you would be right. Yeah, there's 3 staccatos there. Now, looking at line 2, we have 2 measures that have staccato. Which ones are those? The first one and the last one. Gosh, you guys are super smart. And then on the last line 3, we don't see any staccato there, but we do see some pedal. We'll get into that a little bit later, okay? Let's see if we can play these first 2.5 lines again. Let's play it a little teeny bit faster though, okay? Let's give it a try. Here we go. All right. Looking there. And that way you can see me. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to get in my middle C butterfly position. Excellent, excellent. And we are going to get started here. I'll do my count off. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, and play. There you go. Very nice. So that's actually quite interesting here. we want to make sure that we've got a really good idea of which ones are those staccatos, right? So you're looking very carefully. That's going to be those right hand C, D, E, right? And they're quarter notes, okay? So just because it's staccato doesn't mean it's fast. Let me show you. Just because it's staccato does not mean it's faster. It just means that the way you play it is a little different, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? So because we've got some eighth notes and we've got quarter notes. Now, those staccato notes, were they played fast or were they played a little bit slower? Yeah, they're played a little slower, okay? So remember, you're remembering the value of the quarter note versus the eighth note, okay? All right, now that we've taken a look here at the first 2.5 lines, we have the position change happening. Oh my gosh, we have to talk about that. So looking here at the bottom line of page 1, we've got here written in orange, move to middle D position, okay? Let me show you what that looks like so it's not a complete surprise, okay? You're doing awesome. Here we go. Very good. Okay, pretend we just finished middle C position, right? So there I am, there's my butterfly, thumbs on C, right? But now that we're moving to middle D, I'm gonna move my thumbs up to D and then fan out my fingers for the butterfly, okay? Now, as you're reading these notes here, it's gonna look kind of funny because you're like, finger 2 on E, that's weird. Well, it is a little bit weird, but that's because we've moved our finger 1 to the D instead. Okay, so I'm going to play through these next 2.5 lines very slowly so you can see and hear what it sounds like, okay? I am going to say my finger numbers in the right hand as I play, okay? Listen carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, and play. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, 1. There's the left hand, staccato. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, 5, 4, 3 on F sharp, and then 4, 3, 4. And I'm stopping right there. Now that's a little hard there at the end of that section, isn't it? Oh my goodness. That's okay though. I'm going to play this part again, and I'm only going to play the left hand this time because I want you to see how it relates to the right hand, okay? You noticed at the first part that we played this new section, there was no pedal, right? But then it got a little funky. On line 2 of the second page, there's like a giant pedal mark all through that whole line. It makes it sound really watery, but that's what it's written, right? That's how it's written, so we're going to play it how it's written, okay? Let's play that section again. Left hand only. All right, let's get into position. Middle D position. You can do this. Here we go. All right, there's my middle D. I'm going to put my left hand thumb, and I have fanned out my fingers, okay? When I do my count off, you'll notice I am going to be playing on certain beats, and others I have rests. So I'm going to say the word rest when I see it. Okay? Our first notes here at the bottom of page 2, or the first page, line 3, are finger 4 and 2 on A and C. Okay? Let's do our count off. 1, 2, ready, play. A and C, rest. 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 C, B, A, rest. A and C, rest. A and C, there's the pedal. A and C. A and C, rest. A and C, rest. D, C, B and is, okay? It's a little bit funny. We're going to do that left hand one more time, okay? Let me do a little peekaboo here so you can see me. We're going to do that one again, okay, with the left hand so that it doesn't feel so strange, okay? Make sure if you see a rest, say the word rest so that it feels a little bit better, okay? The bottom of the first page, this is line 3, measure 3, okay? Let's see. I've got my left hand finger, 1 thumb on my D, and I've fanned out my fingers. 2 and 4 on A and C are going to be playing. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, 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 rest. 2, 3, 4, rest. Pedal, rest, 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 rest. D, C, B and D. 2, 3. And there it is, okay? All right. Now, looking here. How are you feeling about that? Is it okay? Is it still a little tricky? It's okay if it's a little tricky still, okay? Because those rests are very, very important as we're lining up those beats with the right hand, okay? If you need to, take your pencil, right? And draw lines with the left hand chord and the right hand note that goes with it. A lot of times I like to make like an oval around the notes that go together. So I know I have a visual reminder of, oh, there's a right hand note with this one, or oh, there's a left hand note with this one, okay? It really helps to see those things in your music. And don't worry if your music is full of pencil marks. You should see mine. That's okay, it's your learning music. It's not like this has to stay perfectly clean. It's your working copy, right? All right. Now with that middle section there, let's play it one more time. From the bottom of the first page, this is line 3 in the middle. We'll play it with the right hand this time as well, okay? And then we'll learn the last part of the song. You got this, okay? Just takes a little practice and some dedication and you'll get it. All right. So a middle D position. I'm going to put a big star there so I don't forget. Okay. Middle D position, that means our finger 1 is on our D, and I'm fanning my fingers. Very nice. Okay, starting with that finger 2 on E, and it looks like a pickup, so I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, and play. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, and play. And there is that section. Very good. Hey, that was awesome, okay? It's getting better. Little by little, as you're practicing, you will find that these little teeny tiny wins that you're getting in these phrases and you're lining up your notes correctly, it's going to be so great. You're going to have like 5 1-second parties, like all throughout your whole song of learning this, okay? But there's still part of the song left to learn, okay? But let me ask you a question. Take a look at the second page, line 3. In orange, it says, move back to middle C position. Well, we can do that because it's what we started in, right? But take a look at those notes. Do they look familiar? What do you think? Take a look at the beginning and this part here. I'm comparing. They look the same. This is good. So that means you probably already know how to play the last part. It's a little different at the very end, but we can work on that together, okay? I'm so excited. So now that we know that these notes are pretty much the same, let's see if we can play them, okay? Let's switch to piano view and let's see if we can do this. Here we go. Very nice, very nice. All right, move back to middle C position. I see it there. I'm gonna put my star, because if I don't, I will forget. You know me. All right, so we were in middle D. Now we're back to middle C. Fanning out those fingers. Ooh, and it looks like we're gonna be playing piano again, okay? Let's count off. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, and play. With a nice fermata at the end there. That's cool. Hey, I thought it changed at the end. But, as I look here and I listen to it and I see these slur markings, I don't really see any big differences here. The only thing that I see that's different is the fermatas, right? And probably the dynamics as well, okay? There's a little bit of the same crescendo here where it says get a horse, and then a diminuendo at the end, and get away, and then it fades away, right? And maybe the horse is like coming really fast around the corner and then he's gone. He's like so fast. Yeah. So that's like the idea that we're doing here, okay? I really enjoy the fact that this song has a very awesome beginning that we can do, a really cool middle section, and then it ends with that same theme that we had at the beginning, right? So it feels like a complete song. With that, let me play the whole thing for you, okay? Now, I'm not going to play it very fast. I'm going to play it slow, okay? And then I'll play it one more time at the right tempo, okay? Let's try it. Listen carefully. Follow along in your music as I play, okay? Circle any sections that might be a little tricky for you. All right. Let's see how this goes. Here is Get Away, nice and slowly. And there you go. That is Get Away, nice and slow. Okay. Now I'm going to play it allegro because that's what's written, right? Oh my gosh. So we gotta do like super horse fast, okay? Think of like a horse race. They have to go so fast because they will win like a lot of prizes and money and cool stuff like that. So let's pretend that we are on a racehorse this time, okay? I'm gonna play it Allegro. Here we go. All right. And there you go. It was fast, wasn't it? You can do it, okay? Give yourself the time, give yourself the space to be able to practice and get it just how you want it, okay? And remember, hop on Discord into your class channel, level 2, and ask your questions, right? Post your little videos. If you have fingering questions, if you have articulation questions, all sorts of questions, I will be able to help you, okay? Oh, I'm so proud of you. We've learned our first song in our level 2. All right, let's go ahead and open our theory book. We're gonna turn to page 2 and 3. You're gonna see a bunch of aliens. Look at all these aliens. Now this is such a fun exercise, okay? You're gonna basically write in the symbol names that you see on the labels of their little UFOs, okay? It's super fun, and each one that you write and you get correct, you get points, okay? And then it also has some bonus questions at the end. So if you can get those, oh, that would be super cool. All right? I hope you have fun with that theory, okay? Thank you so much for tuning into our very first level 2 lesson for our Children's Beginner series. It's going to be a really fun semester, and I cannot wait to see what's on the horizon for us, okay? Make sure to subscribe, like this video, and make sure to comment as well, okay? Now, you've probably missed them, but we have our music quotes at the end again, okay? So let's see what this music quote that I picked today is. Our music quote today comes from the Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu, and this is what he says. Music in the soul can be heard by the universe. Yeah, it really can. So like if you have like this music inside of you, it is heard by all of those amazing things in the world, and we just need to find a way to get that music out into the world to be able to have other people listen to your amazing music. Isn't that cool? I hope you enjoyed that quote. Thanks again for joining me today. Get some good practice in. I'll see you on Discord, and I'll see you next time for piano, okay? Take care. Bye.